Russia's Ukraine invasion, China's naval expansion, and Iran's proxy deployments have each revealed why the United States remains untouchable in 2025. Russia's struggles in Ukraine exposed critical weaknesses in logistics and technology that decades of military posturing couldn't hide. China's military buildup, while impressive on paper, lacks the combat experience and global reach that America has perfected through constant operations worldwide. Meanwhile, Iran's proxy conflicts have only demonstrated the precision and effectiveness of American intelligence and strike capabilities against distributed threats. Each challenge has reinforced the same conclusion: confronting American military power guarantees catastrophic failure. The foundation of this dominance starts with something that rivals simply cannot match. Unmatched defense spending creates an insurmountable gap. The financial commitment America makes to military dominance creates gaps that no rival can bridge. America's 2025 defense budget reaches $849.8 billion, a sum that towers above the combined military spending of the next 10 nations on Earth. China allocates roughly $230 billion to defense, Russia manages approximately $65 billion, and India spends around $75 billion. When you add up China, Russia, India, Saudi Arabia, the United Kingdom, Germany, France, South Korea, Japan, and Italy together, their total defense spending still falls short of America's allocation by over $150 billion. This gap represents more than just money. It represents an insurmountable chasm in military capability that grows wider each year. Breaking down this massive budget reveals where America gains its decisive advantages. Research and development alone consumes $143.2 billion of the American defense budget, exceeding the entire military spending of every nation except China. This R&D funding drives breakthrough technologies that competitors cannot replicate. Personnel costs account for approximately $180 billion, ensuring American service members receive superior training, equipment, and support. Equipment procurement commands $167.5 billion, allowing the military to replace aging systems while introducing cutting-edge platforms. Operations and maintenance require over $280 billion, keeping America's global military machine running at peak efficiency across every continent. The financial dominance has actually expanded since 2020, creating even larger gaps between America and its competitors. While the U.S. defense budget increased by over $140 billion during the past 5 years, China's military spending grew by only $45 billion during the same period. Russia's defense allocation has remained essentially flat, hovering around $65 billion while dealing with economic sanctions and military losses. European nations collectively increased their defense spending, but their combined growth still represents less than half of America's budget expansion. This widening financial gap translates directly into expanding capability gaps that become mathematically impossible for competitors to close. The multiplier effect of superior funding creates exponential, rather than linear advantages across every aspect of military power. When America spends 3 times more on pilot training than other nations, American pilots don't just become 3 times better. They become exponentially more capable because superior training combines with better aircraft, advanced simulators, more flight hours, and cutting-edge weapon systems. The same principle applies to every military domain. American naval officers train on the most sophisticated ships with the most advanced systems while receiving more extensive education than any competitor can provide. Ground forces benefit from realistic training environments that cost more to operate than most nations spend on their entire armies. This spending advantage allows America to accomplish what no other nation can achieve simultaneously. The military maintains active operations across 6 continents while modernizing its nuclear arsenal, developing next-generation fighter aircraft, building advanced naval vessels, and researching revolutionary technologies like hypersonic weapons and artificial intelligence. China must choose between modernization and expansion. Russia struggles to maintain its existing equipment while funding new development programs. America faces no such constraints. The budget supports full-spectrum dominance across every military domain without compromise. Financial superiority transforms into battlefield dominance through superior equipment quality and overwhelming quantity. American forces deploy with individual soldier equipment that costs more than entire squads receive in competing militaries. Night vision systems, body armor, communications equipment, and weapons represent generations of technological advancement funded by consistent investment. A single American fighter pilot's helmet costs $400,000 and provides capabilities that most air forces cannot match with their entire inventory. This equipment advantage extends to every platform, from infantry weapons to strategic bombers. The self-reinforcing nature of this spending advantage creates technological gaps that expand rather than contract over time. American defense contractors invest billions in research and development because they operate in a market large enough to justify massive investments. Companies like Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, and General Dynamics maintain research facilities and production capabilities that exceed the industrial capacity of entire nations. These companies develop technologies that remain classified for years, while foreign competitors struggle to match systems that America has already moved beyond. American defense spending also supports the industrial base that no competitor can replicate. The United States maintains production lines for fighter aircraft, naval vessels, armored vehicles, missiles, and electronic systems that operate at scales impossible for other nations to match. Boeing produces military aircraft at facilities across multiple states. General Dynamics operates shipyards that build nuclear submarines and destroyers simultaneously. This industrial capacity means America can replace losses and expand capabilities during conflicts, while competitors exhaust their limited production capacity within months. No realistic coalition of nations can match America's financial commitment to military dominance. Even combining the defense budgets of America's most likely adversaries produces insufficient resources to challenge American supremacy. China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea together spend less than $350 billion on defense, representing roughly 40% of American military investment. This mathematical reality means that challenging American military power requires accepting permanent disadvantages in funding, technology, equipment quality, and training standards that no amount of tactical innovation can overcome. But raw spending power only tells part of the story. The true measure of military dominance becomes clear when examining the forces this investment creates. Ground forces that dwarf all competition. American ground forces operate at a scale that leaves potential adversaries facing impossible odds. The United States maintains over 2.1 million active personnel across all military branches, supported by an additional 800,000 civilian employees who keep this massive war machine operating at peak efficiency. This total force of nearly 2.9 million represents more people than the entire population of Chicago, and exceeds the combined military personnel of most major powers. China's People's Liberation Army claims larger numbers on paper, but their forces lack the training, equipment, and combat experience that defines American military superiority. Russia maintains roughly 900,000 active military personnel, while major European allies like the United Kingdom field fewer than 155,000 total service members. The scale advantage extends far beyond raw numbers into capability and readiness. American ground forces maintain constant readiness levels that other militaries cannot sustain. While competing nations struggle to keep their forces properly equipped and trained, American units operate with full manning, complete equipment sets, and continuous training schedules. The difference becomes apparent when examining deployment capabilities that leave competitors far behind. American rapid deployment capabilities represent a logistical achievement that no other nation can match. The Joint Army and Air Force Immediate Response Force can place combat-ready troops anywhere on Earth within 18 hours of receiving orders. This timeline includes loading equipment, conducting flight operations across multiple time zones, and establishing operational capability upon arrival. Compare this to the Netherlands Marine Corps, which boasts exceptional deployment speed by getting forces anywhere within 48 hours. Russian airborne forces require 72 hours minimum for similar deployments, while Chinese rapid reaction units lack the global transportation assets to deploy beyond their immediate region within any reasonable time frame. The technological superiority of American ground equipment creates generational gaps that competitors cannot bridge. The M1 Abrams main battle tank entering service in 2025 features artificial intelligence-enhanced targeting systems that automatically identify and track multiple threats simultaneously. These AI systems process battlefield information faster than human operators, providing American tank crews with decisive advantages in target acquisition and engagement. The latest variants also incorporate active protection systems that intercept incoming projectiles before they reach the tank's armor. Russian T-90 tanks lack these advanced protection systems, relying on reactive armor that provides limited defense against modern anti-tank weapons. The M1 Abrams maintains its position as the world's premier main battle tank through constant technological evolution. Powered by the Honeywell AGT 1500 gas turbine engine, generating 1,500 horsepower, these tanks achieve mobility that exceeds most competitors while maintaining superior armor protection. The M256 120mm smoothbore cannon fires advanced depleted uranium rounds with accuracy levels that Russian and Chinese tanks cannot match. The current American fleet numbers approximately 2,500 operational tanks with thousands more in storage, vastly exceeding China's 1,200 Type 99 tanks produced over multiple decades. The modular design philosophy allows continuous upgrades and modifications, ensuring American armor remains technologically superior as threats evolve. Chinese Type 99 tanks represent their most advanced armored platform, yet they demonstrate fundamental limitations compared to American systems. Chinese tanks rely on older fire control systems that lack the precision and speed of American targeting computers. Their armor protection uses different metallurgy and composite materials that provide less effective defense against modern ammunition. Most critically, Type 99 tanks have never faced combat testing, leaving their actual battlefield performance completely theoretical. American M1 Abrams tanks have dominated every conflict where they have been deployed, from the Gulf War through operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. American artillery capabilities provide ground forces with firepower support that exceeds anything competitors can deploy. The M109A7 Paladin self-propelled howitzer represents the latest evolution of artillery systems that have proven themselves across decades of combat operations. These systems deliver precision fires at ranges exceeding 40 kilometers, with GPS-guided munitions that achieve accuracy within meters of their intended targets. Russian artillery relies on older systems with limited precision, while Chinese artillery lacks the mobility and rapid deployment capabilities that define American systems. Individual American soldiers carry equipment that costs more than entire squads receive in competing militaries. Advanced body armor systems provide protection levels that exceed anything available to Russian or Chinese infantry. Night vision systems give American forces complete battlefield awareness during darkness, while competitors rely on older infrared technology with limited capability. Communications equipment connects every American soldier to command networks that provide real-time intelligence and coordination. Combat experience represents perhaps the most significant advantage American ground forces maintain over any potential adversary. American units have conducted continuous operations across multiple theaters for over 2 decades, refining tactics and procedures through actual battlefield testing. Officers and non-commissioned officers have led troops in combat situations that their counterparts in other militaries have never experienced. This institutional knowledge flows through training programs and operational planning, ensuring that lessons learned in combat enhance the effectiveness of the entire force. Challenging American ground forces means confronting the most technologically advanced, best equipped, extensively trained, and combat-experienced army in human history. No competitor possesses the combination of advanced equipment, superior training, combat experience, and logistical capability that defines American ground power. Yet even this overwhelming terrestrial dominance represents only one dimension of American military supremacy: air superiority beyond any rival's reach. American air power operates on a scale that renders competition mathematically impossible. The United States maintains over 13,200 aircraft across all military branches, a fleet that triples the size of Russia's approximately 4,200 aircraft and dwarfs China's roughly 3,500 military aircraft. This numerical advantage represents just the beginning of American air superiority. Each aircraft category demonstrates not only overwhelming quantity, but technological advancement that competitors cannot match through decades of development efforts. The composition of America's aerial arsenal reveals why challenging this force guarantees failure. Fighter aircraft alone number over 1,300 operational platforms, including 762 F-16C multi-role fighters that provide the backbone of tactical air power. The F-15 family contributes 218 F-15E strike fighters and 137 F-15C air superiority fighters, with 8 of the newest F-15EX multi-role fighters entering service. These numbers exceed the entire fighter inventories of most nations, while each platform maintains technological superiority over competing designs. The F-35 Lightning II program reaches full operational capability in 2025, with over 800 aircraft deployed across American and Allied forces worldwide. The F-35A represents the cornerstone of Air Force strike capabilities, with 302 units in active service, designed for both air-to-air and air-to-ground combat missions. This fifth-generation fighter incorporates stealth technology, advanced sensors, and networked warfare capabilities that create force multiplication effects impossible for older aircraft designs to counter. The F-35 program extends beyond American forces through multinational partnerships that ensure allied nations operate compatible systems, creating an integrated air power network spanning multiple continents. The F-22A Raptor continues to dominate air superiority missions 2 decades after its introduction, with 183 units maintaining complete technological supremacy over any competing fighter. The F-22 combines advanced stealth technology, supercruise capability, unparalleled maneuverability, and integrated avionics that earned it recognition as the most dominant air fighter in the world. Russian Su-57 fighters exist in minimal numbers with questionable stealth effectiveness, while Chinese J-20 aircraft lack the engine technology and combat systems integration that define the F-22's superiority. The F-22 was designed not just to defeat current threats, but to counter emerging threats well into the future, a design philosophy that continues to prove prescient. The B-21 Raider, entering service in 2025, represents the next generation of stealth bombing capability, providing long-range strike options that no competitor can match or counter. This dual-capable aircraft can employ both conventional and nuclear weapons, while maintaining stealth characteristics that render existing air defense systems obsolete. The B-21 forms a key component of America's deep strike capabilities, extending the reach of American air power to any target on Earth. Russian and Chinese air defenses lack the sophistication required to detect and engage stealth bombers operating at the technological level of the B-21. American bomber capabilities extend beyond the revolutionary B-21 to include proven platforms that have dominated strategic missions for decades. The fleet includes 76 B-52H strategic bombers that continue to provide reliable long-range strike capability, 45 B-1B strategic bombers capable of carrying massive conventional payloads, and 19 B-2A strategic bombers that pioneered stealth bombing technology. This diverse bomber fleet provides mission flexibility that no other nation can replicate, with each platform offering unique capabilities suited to different operational requirements. Comparing American air power to Chinese and Russian fleets reveals gaps that extend far beyond simple numbers. Chinese aircraft rely heavily on reverse-engineered technology that lags behind American systems by at least one generation. Their pilots lack the flight hours and advanced training that American aviators receive throughout their careers. Russian aircraft suffer from maintenance issues and limited operational readiness due to economic constraints and sanctions affecting spare parts availability. Neither competitor can sustain the operational tempo that American air forces maintain across global deployments. American pilot training programs produce aviators with capabilities that far exceed those of competing nations. American pilots receive more flight hours during initial training than most foreign pilots accumulate throughout their entire careers. Advanced simulators provide realistic combat training that costs millions of dollars per program, but creates pilots capable of operating effectively in any threat environment. The Top Gun program and similar advanced training courses refine pilot skills to levels that foreign training programs cannot approach due to cost and complexity constraints. The integrated air defense and command systems supporting American air power create exponential effectiveness multipliers that transform individual aircraft into components of a unified warfare system. American aircraft operate within networks that provide real-time intelligence, threat assessment, and targeting data from satellites, ground stations, and other aircraft. This integration allows American pilots to engage targets while remaining outside enemy weapons range and coordinate attacks with precision that overwhelms defensive systems. Air power represents the domain where American technological and numerical advantages combine to create overwhelming superiority that no realistic combination of adversaries can challenge. The integration of advanced aircraft, superior pilots, sophisticated command systems, and global support capabilities creates air dominance that shapes every aspect of modern warfare. Yet controlling the skies represents only one dimension of American military supremacy that extends across every domain of warfare. Naval dominance that controls the world's oceans. American naval supremacy begins with a mathematical reality that leaves competitors powerless. The United States operates 11 active aircraft carriers, nearly 4 times more than China's 3 carriers, and representing more naval aviation capability than every other nation combined. Russia maintains just one aging carrier that spends more time in repair than at sea. Each American supercarrier represents more naval power than most nations possess in their entire fleets. The 11 American supercarriers create floating cities that project military power across every ocean on Earth. Each Nimitz-class carrier displaces over 100,000 tons and carries approximately 75 aircraft, including F/A-18 Super Hornets, EA-18G Growlers, and various support aircraft. These carriers operate with crews exceeding 5,000 personnel and maintain nuclear propulsion systems that provide unlimited range and endurance. A single carrier strike group possesses more firepower than the combined military forces of most nations, yet America maintains 11 such groups simultaneously across global deployments. The USS Gerald R. Ford represents the pinnacle of naval engineering and the future of American carrier operations. This newest carrier class incorporates the electromagnetic aircraft launch system that replaces traditional steam catapults, allowing more aircraft launches per day while reducing maintenance requirements. The Ford-class carriers feature advanced automation systems that reduce crew requirements by approximately 500 personnel compared to Nimitz-class ships, while maintaining superior operational capability. The USS Gerald R. Ford cost nearly $13 billion to construct, with an additional $5 billion invested in research and development, creating technologies that no competitor can replicate. American destroyer capabilities dwarf those of potential adversaries through superior numbers and advanced technology. The United States maintains over 75 destroyers in active service, significantly outnumbering China's 49 destroyers and Russia's fewer than 20 modern vessels. American destroyers integrate the Aegis combat system that provides unmatched defensive and offensive capabilities through sophisticated radar, weapons control, and command systems. The Aegis system can simultaneously track hundreds of targets while engaging multiple threats, creating defensive umbrellas that protect entire carrier strike groups. Arleigh Burke-class destroyers carry 96 vertical launch system cells that can accommodate Tomahawk cruise missiles, standard surface-to-air missiles, and ASROC anti-submarine rockets. This flexibility allows American destroyers to engage targets on land, in the air, and beneath the sea surface simultaneously. Chinese destroyers lack this versatility and carry fewer weapons systems with reduced capability against modern threats. American submarine superiority represents perhaps the most decisive naval advantage in any potential conflict. The United States operates 68 nuclear-powered submarines compared to China's 12 nuclear submarines and Russia's declining fleet plagued by maintenance issues and aging designs. American submarines maintain technological advantages in stealth, weapon systems, and sensor capabilities that render them nearly undetectable to foreign anti-submarine forces. Virginia-class submarines incorporate the latest stealth technology, advanced sonar systems, and modular payload capabilities that allow mission reconfiguration based on operational requirements. These submarines can launch Tomahawk cruise missiles against land targets, engage enemy submarines with advanced torpedoes, and conduct intelligence gathering missions in denied areas. No foreign submarine possesses comparable capabilities across this range of mission areas. Carrier strike groups transform American naval power into mobile military bases capable of projecting force anywhere on Earth. Each strike group typically includes one aircraft carrier, 2 guided missile cruisers, 2 destroyers, 1 frigate, 2 submarines, and various support vessels. This composition creates a self-contained military force with air superiority, surface warfare, anti-submarine warfare, and strike capabilities that exceed the military power of most nations. The global reach of American naval power stems from an extensive network of overseas bases that provide critical logistical support and strategic positioning. The United States maintains over 750 overseas military installations that support naval operations worldwide, including major naval bases in Japan, Italy, Bahrain, and Diego Garcia. These facilities enable American naval forces to maintain constant presence in key maritime regions while providing maintenance, supplies, and operational support far from American shores. Competitors lack this global infrastructure and cannot sustain extended naval operations beyond their immediate coastal regions. American naval logistics capabilities represent the foundation that enables global naval dominance. The Military Sealift Command operates hundreds of vessels that provide fuel, ammunition, food, and spare parts to American naval forces anywhere on Earth. Underway replenishment systems allow American warships to remain at sea for months without returning to port, maintaining operational tempo that competitors cannot match. The Combat Logistics Force includes fleet oilers, ammunition ships, supply vessels, and repair ships that create a floating logistics network supporting naval operations globally. These vessels can transfer thousands of tons of supplies to warships while both vessels remain underway, enabling continuous operations that wear down adversaries through sustained pressure. Foreign navies lack comparable logistics capabilities and must return to port frequently for resupply, creating operational limitations that American forces can exploit. Challenging American naval supremacy means confronting a force that has controlled the world's oceans for over 75 years through continuous technological advancement and operational refinement. The combination of superior numbers, advanced technology, global infrastructure, and unmatched logistics creates naval dominance that no realistic combination of adversaries can overcome. Yet naval power represents only one component of America's ability to project missile technology force that reaches unlimited corner of Earth. American intercontinental ballistic missiles can obliterate any target on Earth within 30 minutes of launch, creating global reach that renders geographic distance meaningless. This capability transforms the continental United States into a launch platform that can strike Beijing, Moscow, Tehran, or any other target with precision that adversaries cannot escape or counter. The strategic implications are staggering because no potential enemy can hide behind oceans, mountain ranges, or continental distances when facing American missile technology. The Minuteman III missile force stationed across Montana, North Dakota, and Wyoming represents the backbone of America's land-based deterrent. These 400 missiles occupy hardened silos spread across 15,000 square miles of American territory, creating a target set so dispersed that no enemy could eliminate them in a coordinated first strike. Each Minuteman III can deliver multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles, meaning a single missile can destroy several targets separated by hundreds of miles. The Mk-21 re-entry vehicle carries a W-87 warhead with a yield of 300 kilotons, providing destructive power 20 times greater than the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. The ground-based strategic deterrent missiles entering service in 2025 represent the next generation of American ICBM technology, incorporating decades of advancement that competitors cannot replicate. These new missiles feature enhanced accuracy, improved reliability, and advanced countermeasures designed to penetrate any missile defense system. The GBSD program costs over $100 billion, but creates capabilities that ensure American missile superiority extends well into the 2070s. While Russian and Chinese missiles rely on technology developed decades ago, American missiles incorporate cutting-edge guidance systems, advanced materials, and sophisticated penetration aids. American missiles achieve circular error probable measurements of less than 100 meters at intercontinental ranges, meaning they can strike within a football field of their intended target after flying 6,000 miles. Russian ICBMs demonstrate accuracy levels several times worse than American systems, while Chinese missiles lack the guidance technology to achieve consistent precision at maximum range. This accuracy advantage allows American missiles to destroy hardened targets that would survive less precise weapons. The reliability gap between American and foreign missile systems creates additional advantages that compound during actual conflict scenarios. American missiles undergo continuous testing and maintenance programs that ensure over 95% reliability rates during operational deployment. Russian missile reliability has declined due to maintenance issues and component quality problems caused by economic sanctions. Chinese missiles lack combat testing data, leaving their actual reliability completely theoretical. American sea-based deterrent forces provide second strike capability that ensures retaliation regardless of what happens to land-based missiles. The 14 Ohio-class submarines carry 24 Trident II missiles each, creating a mobile nuclear arsenal that enemies cannot target or track effectively. Each Trident II missile can deliver up to 8 warheads with accuracy comparable to land-based systems, meaning a single submarine carries more nuclear firepower than most nations possess in their entire arsenals. The Trident II missile system represents the most advanced submarine-launched ballistic missile in existence, with capabilities that no competitor can match. These missiles achieve ranges exceeding 7,000 miles while maintaining accuracy levels that allow precision strikes against hardened targets. The missile's solid-fuel propulsion system provides reliability and quick launch capability that liquid-fueled foreign missiles cannot match. Tomahawk cruise missiles provide America with precision conventional strike capability that can reach any target on Earth without resorting to nuclear weapons. The current inventory includes over 4,000 Tomahawk missiles deployed on surface ships and submarines worldwide, each capable of striking targets over 1,000 miles away with accuracy measured in single-digit meters. The latest Tomahawk variants incorporate advanced guidance systems that can strike moving targets and adjust their aim during flight based on updated intelligence. American hypersonic weapons development has created first-strike advantages that render enemy defenses obsolete while providing response times that enemies cannot counter. Hypersonic missiles travel at speeds exceeding Mach 5 while maintaining maneuverability that makes them impossible to intercept using current defensive systems. The AGM, M1 ARRW hypersonic missile can strike targets over 1,000 miles away in less than 10 minutes, creating response timelines that prevent enemy reaction or evacuation. The technological challenges of hypersonic flight require materials science, propulsion technology, and guidance systems that only America has successfully developed and tested. Russian hypersonic claims lack credible testing data and operational deployment, while Chinese hypersonic programs face fundamental technical obstacles that prevent reliable operation. American missile defense systems provide protection against incoming threats while maintaining offensive superiority through technological integration that competitors cannot replicate. The ground-based mid-coast defense system can intercept ICBMs during their flight trajectory, while Aegis-equipped ships provide regional missile defense for allies and forward-deployed forces. American missile technology represents decades of advancement through sustained investment, rigorous testing, and continuous modernization that competitors cannot match through reverse engineering or independent development. No location on Earth remains beyond the reach of American precision weaponry, yet these conventional and strategic missiles represent only the foundation of America's ultimate deterrent capability. Nuclear arsenal that guarantees mutual destruction. America maintains over 5,200 nuclear warheads, representing the most sophisticated and destructive deterrent force in human history. This arsenal possesses the capability to eliminate entire civilizations within hours, creating a threat so overwhelming that rational adversaries cannot contemplate challenging American interests without accepting their own annihilation. The sheer scale of American nuclear capability dwarfs the arsenals of all other nuclear powers combined, with warhead numbers that exceed Russia's estimated 4,500 weapons and utterly dominate China's approximately 350 nuclear devices. The nuclear triad concept provides America with unassailable second strike capability through land-based ICBMs, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, and strategic bombers that operate independently yet coordinate seamlessly. This three-pronged approach ensures that no enemy first strike can eliminate America's ability to retaliate with devastating force. Even if adversaries somehow destroyed every American land-based missile and eliminated all strategic bombers, the submarine-based deterrent would remain completely intact and capable of destroying any nation on Earth. Land-based Minuteman III missiles stationed across Montana, North Dakota, and Wyoming provide the foundation of America's nuclear triad, with 400 weapons dispersed across thousands of square miles. Each missile carries multiple warheads that can strike separate targets hundreds of miles apart, multiplying the destructive potential of individual weapons. The geographic distribution of these silos creates a target set so vast that no enemy possesses sufficient weapons to eliminate them simultaneously. Submarine-launched Trident II missiles add another layer of deterrence, with 14 Ohio-class submarines carrying 24 missiles each, creating a mobile nuclear force that enemies cannot locate or target effectively. The B-21 Raider entering service in 2025 revolutionizes America's air-based nuclear deterrent through advanced stealth technology that renders enemy air defenses useless. This dual-capable aircraft can penetrate any airspace on Earth, while carrying nuclear weapons that provide flexible response options unavailable through ballistic missiles. The B-21's ability to loiter over target areas and adjust targeting based on real-time intelligence creates psychological pressure on adversaries who know that American nuclear bombers can appear anywhere without warning. American nuclear modernization programs demonstrate financial commitment that competitors cannot match while maintaining technological superiority across all weapons systems. The United States plans to invest over $1 trillion in nuclear weapons modernization over the next 3 decades, ensuring that American nuclear forces remain superior to any combination of adversaries well into the 2070s. This investment includes new warhead designs, improved delivery systems, enhanced command and control networks, and advanced manufacturing capabilities that competitors lack the resources to replicate. The quality gap between American and foreign nuclear weapons extends beyond simple numbers to encompass reliability, accuracy, and effectiveness that determine actual battlefield performance. American nuclear weapons undergo continuous testing and evaluation through sophisticated computer simulations that ensure proper function without actual detonation. These testing capabilities cost billions of dollars annually, but provide confidence in weapons performance that enemies cannot achieve through their limited testing programs. Tactical nuclear weapons deployed across NATO allies extend American nuclear deterrence globally, while providing rapid response capabilities that enemies cannot counter or escape. These smaller nuclear weapons can eliminate enemy military formations without causing widespread civilian casualties, creating escalation options that provide American commanders with flexible response capabilities. The forward deployment of tactical nuclear weapons means that American nuclear forces can respond to regional conflicts within minutes, rather than requiring intercontinental missile flights. American nuclear command and control systems incorporate multiple layers of security and redundancy that prevent unauthorized use while ensuring rapid response when authorized. These systems feature advanced encryption, continuous authentication protocols, and fail-safe mechanisms that guarantee proper authorization while preventing accidental launches. The command structure includes multiple decision points and verification procedures that ensure nuclear weapons remain under positive control at all times. Nuclear security protocols prevent unauthorized access while maintaining rapid deployment capability that ensures effective deterrence. American nuclear weapons incorporate multiple security systems, including environmental sensing devices, coded switches, and tamper-resistant designs that prevent theft or unauthorized use. Personnel authorized to handle nuclear weapons undergo extensive background investigations and continuous monitoring that exceeds security standards used by any other nation. The psychological impact of American nuclear superiority creates strategic paralysis among potential adversaries who understand that challenging American interests means accepting national suicide. No rational leadership can contemplate actions that trigger American nuclear retaliation because the resulting destruction would eliminate their nation as a functioning society. This deterrent effect extends beyond direct confrontation to influence every aspect of international relations and strategic planning. Yet nuclear weapons represent only the ultimate deterrent in America's arsenal. The conventional explosives available to American forces often eliminate the need for nuclear escalation while delivering destruction that enemies cannot withstand or escape. Conventional explosives that reshape battlefields. The GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator represents the most destructive conventional weapon in America's arsenal, a 30,000-pound precision-guided bomb designed to obliterate targets that enemies consider impenetrable. This colossal weapon can penetrate 200 feet of reinforced concrete before detonating, reaching depths that render underground bunkers and command centers useless against American military might. The sheer mass of this weapon exceeds the weight of most military vehicles, yet it maintains precision accuracy that allows it to strike specific targets without affecting surrounding areas. No bunker constructed by any nation can withstand the penetrating power of the GBU-57, making underground facilities as vulnerable as surface targets. The engineering behind this massive ordnance demonstrates American technological superiority in conventional weapons design. The bomb's hardened steel casing weighs more than most cars while incorporating guidance systems that ensure accurate delivery despite its enormous size. The explosive payload detonates only after penetrating maximum depth, creating underground shock waves that collapse tunnel systems and destroy equipment housed hundreds of feet below ground level. Enemy commanders who believe they can hide in deep bunkers discover that American conventional weapons reach farther underground than most nations can dig. The GBU-43 Massive Ordnance Air Blast Bomb delivers area destruction that eliminates entire enemy positions across distances that render tactical withdrawal impossible. Weighing 21,600 pounds and generating blast effects equivalent to 11 tons of TNT, the MOAB creates destruction zones spanning 1-mile radius from the point of detonation. This weapon clears large areas of enemy personnel, equipment, and fortifications while leaving terrain suitable for American ground forces to occupy immediately after the explosion. The psychological impact on surviving enemy forces proves as devastating as the physical destruction, because witnessing such overwhelming firepower destroys morale and fighting effectiveness. The blast characteristics of the Moab make it particularly effective against cave complexes and mountainous terrain where enemies attempt to establish defensive positions. The weapon generates sustained overpressure that penetrates cave systems and destroys personnel hiding in areas they consider safe from conventional attack. Unlike nuclear weapons that create long-term contamination, the Moab provides massive conventional destruction without preventing American forces from operating in the affected area immediately after the attack. American precision-guided munitions demonstrate accuracy levels that foreign weapons cannot approach, creating tactical advantages that multiply the effectiveness of every weapon deployed. The FY 2025 budget allocates $29.8 billion specifically for missiles and munitions, representing sustained investment in conventional weapons that ensures technological superiority over any competitor. This funding supports advanced guidance systems, improved warhead designs, and manufacturing capabilities that produce weapons with reliability rates exceeding 95% in combat conditions. Russian and Chinese precision weapons achieve accuracy levels several times worse than American systems, requiring multiple weapons to accomplish what single American munitions achieve reliably. Smart bomb technologies entering service in 2025 incorporate artificial intelligence and advanced sensors that provide target discrimination capabilities impossible for human operators to achieve. These weapons can distinguish between military targets and civilian structures while adjusting their flight paths to minimize collateral damage. The enhanced target discrimination allows American forces to strike enemy positions in urban environments without causing unnecessary destruction to surrounding buildings. Foreign precision weapons lack this sophistication and cannot operate effectively in complex target environments where accuracy determines mission success. The penetration capabilities of American conventional explosives eliminate underground facilities that enemies construct believing they provide safety from air attack. Advanced bunker-busting warheads can destroy command centers, ammunition storage facilities, and communication nodes located hundreds of feet underground. These weapons use specialized explosives that maintain destructive power even after penetrating massive amounts of concrete and steel reinforcement. Modern American cluster munition alternatives provide area denial capabilities without violating international treaties while delivering effects that overwhelm enemy defensive positions. These weapons deploy multiple submunitions that cover large areas with precision-guided explosives, creating kill zones that eliminate personnel and equipment across distances that make defensive coordination impossible. The submunitions incorporate self-destruct mechanisms that prevent unexploded ordnance from creating long-term hazards while maintaining immediate tactical effectiveness against enemy forces. Thermobaric weapons in the American inventory generate unique destructive effects that clear cave complexes and urban strongholds through sustained overpressure and extreme temperatures. These weapons consume available oxygen while creating blast waves that penetrate enclosed spaces and destroy personnel hiding in areas that conventional explosives cannot reach effectively. Russian and Chinese thermobaric weapons exist in limited quantities with reduced effectiveness compared to American designs that incorporate decades of advanced research and development. American conventional explosives often provide destruction levels that eliminate the requirement for nuclear weapons while avoiding the political and environmental consequences of nuclear employment. Conventional weapons can destroy strategic targets including bridges, power plants, communication facilities, and military installations without creating radioactive contamination or diplomatic complications. This capability allows American commanders to achieve strategic objectives through conventional means while maintaining escalation control that prevents conflicts from reaching nuclear levels. The combination of penetrating power, area destruction, precision accuracy, and advanced targeting creates conventional firepower that no enemy fortification can withstand through defensive design or construction techniques. Yet these devastating conventional weapons represent only one dimension of America's technological revolution in warfare. The future of military dominance increasingly depends on systems that operate without risking human pilots or ground personnel. Drone technology that dominates future warfare. American unmanned aircraft represent the largest drone force in military history, with over 16,000 unmanned aerial vehicles deployed across all service branches. This massive fleet dwarfs the drone capabilities of every other nation combined, creating asymmetric advantages that reshape modern warfare in America's favor. China operates fewer than 2,000 military drones despite aggressive development programs, while Iran maintains perhaps 1,500 unmanned systems of questionable reliability and limited capability. Russia's drone inventory remains constrained by economic sanctions and technological limitations that prevent large-scale production of advanced systems. The sheer numerical advantage of American drones creates surveillance and strike capabilities that no competitor can match or counter effectively. The MQ-9 Reaper continues to serve as the backbone of American drone operations, with enhanced artificial intelligence targeting systems that revolutionize precision strike capabilities. These upgraded Reapers can fly for 23 hours continuously, while conducting surveillance and attack missions across vast areas that would require dozens of manned aircraft to cover effectively. The latest variants incorporate machine learning algorithms that can identify and track targets automatically, reducing the workload on human operators while improving accuracy and response times. Enhanced sensors provide high-definition imagery and signals intelligence that support both immediate tactical operations and long-term strategic planning. The operational capabilities of the MQ-9 Reaper exceed those of competing drone systems through superior range, endurance, and payload capacity. These aircraft can operate at altitudes reaching 25,000 feet, while carrying multiple Hellfire missiles and precision-guided bombs that eliminate targets with surgical accuracy. The 1,000 nautical mile range allows Reapers to conduct missions deep into enemy territory, while remaining beyond the reach of most air defense systems. Chinese drones lack comparable range and payload capacity, while Iranian systems suffer from reliability issues that prevent sustained operations in contested environments. Classified reconnaissance capabilities of stealth drones like the RQ-170 Sentinel provide intelligence-gathering advantages that competitors cannot replicate or counter. An estimated 20 to 30 of these advanced aircraft conduct signals intelligence and surveillance missions that penetrate enemy airspace without detection. The stealth characteristics of these platforms allow them to operate over heavily defended areas while collecting critical intelligence that supports both tactical operations and strategic planning. Russian and Chinese air defense systems lack the sophistication required to detect these advanced reconnaissance platforms consistently. The RQ-170 Sentinel has conducted successful operations in multiple theaters since its first deployment in Afghanistan during 2007, followed by missions in South Korea beginning in 2009. These jet-powered aircraft provide high-speed reconnaissance capabilities that complement slower but longer endurance platforms like the MQ-9 Reaper. The combination of stealth technology and advanced sensors creates intelligence collection capabilities that provide American commanders with unprecedented situational awareness across global operations. American drone technology demonstrates massive capability gaps when compared to Chinese and Iranian systems that rely on reverse-engineered components and outdated designs. Chinese drones suffer from engine reliability problems and limited range that restricts their effectiveness to regional operations near Chinese territory. Iranian drones use commercial components that lack the durability and performance characteristics required for sustained military operations. The electronic warfare capabilities of American drones allow them to operate in contested electromagnetic environments, while foreign systems become ineffective when facing modern jamming and cyber warfare techniques. The revolutionary F-25 Stingray drone entering service in 2026 represents the first unmanned aerial refueling aircraft, fundamentally extending the operational reach of American air power. This groundbreaking platform can refuel fighter jets, bombers, and other aircraft during flight, allowing them to remain airborne for extended periods without returning to base. The MQ-25 currently undergoes testing at Naval Air Station Point Mugu and provides capabilities that no other nation possesses or can develop independently. Aerial refueling drones create force multiplication effects that allow fewer aircraft to accomplish missions that previously required larger formations. Artificial intelligence integration makes American drones increasingly autonomous, while maintaining human oversight that ensures appropriate target selection and engagement authorization. Machine learning algorithms can process sensor data faster than human operators while identifying patterns and targets that might escape human attention. These AI systems operate within carefully programmed parameters that prevent unauthorized engagements while enabling rapid response to time-sensitive targets. The combination of artificial intelligence and human judgment creates decision-making capabilities that exceed purely human or purely automated systems. Global drone operations conducted from bases within the continental United States demonstrate the worldwide reach of American unmanned systems without requiring forward deployment of personnel or equipment. Operators stationed at facilities like Creech Air Force Base in Nevada can control drones operating anywhere on Earth through satellite communications links that provide real-time command and control. This capability allows American forces to conduct sustained operations in multiple theaters, simultaneously while keeping operators safe from enemy retaliation. American drone technology has fundamentally redefined modern warfare by providing persistent surveillance and precision strike capabilities that operate continuously without regard to crew fatigue or human limitations. These systems can monitor enemy activities for weeks, while waiting for optimal strike opportunities that maximize effectiveness while minimizing collateral damage. The psychological impact of American drone operations creates additional advantages by forcing enemies to modify their behavior and limit their activities to avoid detection and attack. American drones can strike targets anywhere on Earth, while their operators remain safely located thousands of miles away in the continental United States, creating asymmetric warfare capabilities that no enemy can counter through conventional means. Yet these technological marvels represent only one dimension of American military superiority that extends to the most elite warriors who execute the missions that others consider impossible.
American Special Operations Forces have earned their reputation as the most elite warriors on Earth through decades of successful missions that other militaries consider impossible. These units operate with capabilities that exceed anything foreign competitors can deploy, combining superior training, advanced equipment, and battle-tested experience that creates asymmetric advantages no enemy can counter. The mere existence of these forces changes how adversaries plan their operations because they know that American special operators can appear anywhere without warning to eliminate high-value targets with surgical precision. The Navy SEALs maintain their legendary status through a selection process so demanding that 75% of candidates fail to complete training. Basic underwater demolition/SEAL training pushes candidates beyond normal human limits through 6 months of physical and mental challenges that eliminate anyone lacking absolute dedication and capability. The week-long Hell Week portion subjects candidates to continuous physical activity with less than 4 hours of sleep total, creating stress levels that reveal character traits impossible to identify through normal evaluation methods. Only candidates who demonstrate unwavering determination while maintaining team cohesion under extreme duress earn the right to wear the SEAL Trident. This brutal selection process ensures that Navy SEALs possess capabilities that foreign special forces cannot match through less rigorous training programs. Russian Spetsnaz units conduct challenging training but lack the psychological evaluation and continuous assessment that characterizes SEAL preparation. Chinese special operations training emphasizes physical conditioning and tactical skills while neglecting the mental resilience and decision-making abilities that define elite performance under combat stress. The SEAL training philosophy recognizes that special operations success depends more on mental toughness and adaptability than pure physical capability. Delta Force operates under even greater secrecy than the SEALs, while specializing in counterterrorism and direct action missions that require absolute precision. Officially designated as 1st Special Forces Operational Detachment, Delta. This unit recruits from existing Special Forces personnel who have already proven themselves through combat deployments and advanced training. The Delta selection process involves psychological evaluation, physical testing, and scenario-based assessments that identify individuals capable of operating independently under extreme pressure. Candidates must demonstrate not only tactical proficiency, but also the judgment required to make life or death decisions without direct supervision. The Green Berets represent America's premier unconventional warfare specialists, trained to operate behind enemy lines while building relationships with local populations and conducting complex multi-phase operations. These soldiers master multiple foreign languages and develop cultural expertise that allows them to work effectively in any region of the world. Green Beret training emphasizes adaptability and independent thinking because these operators frequently work in small teams without direct support for extended periods. Their ability to train foreign military forces and conduct sabotage operations creates capabilities that can destabilize entire regions through carefully planned activities. American Special Forces enjoy technological advantages that multiply their effectiveness while providing capabilities that foreign competitors lack completely. Night vision systems allow American operators to conduct missions in complete darkness while maintaining visual superiority over enemies using inferior equipment. Advanced communications gear provides real-time coordination with command centers and supporting units regardless of geographic location or terrain obstacles. Precision weapons and specialized ammunition ensure that American special operators can eliminate targets without collateral damage, while foreign forces rely on less accurate systems that limit their tactical options. The integration of American special forces with intelligence agencies creates precision targeting capabilities that no other nation can replicate through independent programs. CIA operatives provide intelligence support that identifies high-value targets and maps enemy locations with accuracy that enables surgical strikes. NSA signals intelligence reveals enemy communications patterns and movement schedules that allow special operations units to time their attacks for maximum effectiveness. This intelligence integration transforms special operations from tactical raids into strategic weapons that can eliminate entire enemy networks through coordinated precision attacks. American Special Operations Forces maintain global presence through deployments in over 80 countries, simultaneously creating worldwide strike capability that keeps potential adversaries under constant threat. These forward-deployed teams can respond to emerging situations within hours while gathering intelligence about local conditions and enemy activities. The global deployment network allows American Special Forces to conduct operations anywhere without requiring extensive preparation or logistical support from distant bases. Foreign special forces lack this worldwide presence and cannot project power beyond their immediate geographic regions without extensive preparation that provides warning to potential targets. Mission success rates demonstrate American Special Operations superiority through actual battlefield performance that validates training effectiveness and equipment advantages. The raid that eliminated Osama bin Laden showcased precision planning and execution that foreign special forces cannot match through their limited capabilities and resources. Operations in Iraq and Afghanistan demonstrated sustained effectiveness against determined enemies using familiar terrain and popular support. These combat-proven results contrast sharply with foreign special forces that lack comparable operational experience and have not demonstrated similar capabilities against capable adversaries. The psychological impact of American special operations creates strategic advantages that extend far beyond actual mission results through the deterrent effect of proven capabilities. Enemy leadership must account for the possibility that American special operators can eliminate them personally regardless of security measures or geographic isolation. This constant threat forces adversaries to modify their behavior and limit their activities in ways that reduce their effectiveness while providing American intelligence agencies with additional information about enemy capabilities and intentions. American special operations capabilities remain unmatched through superior selection processes, advanced training programs, cutting-edge equipment, global deployment networks, intelligence integration, and extensive combat experience that no combination of foreign forces can replicate or counter effectively. Yet these elite capabilities represent only one component of a larger military advantage built through decades of actual warfare that has tested and refined every aspect of American military power. Battle-tested experience that no competitor can match. American military forces possess unparalleled combat experience, accumulated through decades of global operations that span every conceivable terrain and conflict scenario. From the jungles of Vietnam to the deserts of Iraq, from the mountains of Afghanistan to the urban environments of Syria, American troops have fought and adapted to challenges that most military forces have never encountered. This extensive operational history creates institutional knowledge that transforms theoretical military concepts into proven battlefield tactics. While other nations practice war games and conduct exercises, American forces have refined their capabilities through actual combat against determined adversaries using real weapons in life or death situations. The scope of American combat experience encompasses conflicts that have tested every aspect of military capability across multiple generations of warfare. American forces conducted amphibious assaults in the Pacific during World War II, fought mobile armored battles across European terrain, engaged in jungle warfare during Vietnam, executed rapid deployment operations during Desert Storm, and adapted to counterinsurgency tactics during extended operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. Each conflict provided unique lessons that shaped military doctrine while building experience bases that no competing military can replicate through training exercises or theoretical study. Modern American military doctrine reflects battlefield lessons learned through actual combat operations rather than theoretical concepts developed in academic settings. The integration of air power with ground operations was perfected through decades of joint operations that demonstrated how different military branches can support each other effectively. Close air support procedures were refined through thousands of combat missions where coordination failures resulted in casualties that taught painful but essential lessons. These experiences created protocols and training standards that prevent mistakes while maximizing the effectiveness of combined arms operations. Training centers across the United States simulate combat conditions based on actual operational experience rather than hypothetical scenarios. The National Training Center in California replicates desert warfare conditions that American forces encountered during operations in Iraq, using actual foreign equipment captured during combat operations to provide realistic opposition forces. The Joint Readiness Training Center in Louisiana recreates environments that mirror conditions American troops faced in various tropical conflicts. These training facilities cost hundreds of millions of dollars to construct and operate, but provide invaluable preparation based on proven battlefield requirements. The institutional knowledge preserved through 16.2 million American veterans who served in recent conflicts creates an experience reservoir that no competitor can match through independent development. These veterans include officers who commanded units in combat, non-commissioned officers who led squads and platoons under fire, and enlisted personnel who operated weapon systems against enemy forces. Their collective experience encompasses every aspect of modern warfare, from logistics and maintenance to intelligence gathering and direct combat operations. This knowledge base influences training programs, equipment development, and tactical doctrine throughout the American military system. Chinese military forces provide a stark contrast through their complete lack of major combat experience since 1979, when they conducted limited operations against Vietnamese forces. Chinese military doctrine remains largely theoretical because their officers have never commanded troops in actual combat situations where enemy forces shoot back with lethal intent. Their equipment has never been tested against determined adversaries using modern weapons and tactics. Chinese pilots have never engaged enemy aircraft in air-to-air combat, while Chinese naval forces have never conducted operations against hostile ships or submarines. This experience gap creates fundamental disadvantages that cannot be overcome through training exercises or war games. Russian military forces demonstrate how combat experience advantages can erode over time when military organizations fail to maintain operational tempo and institutional knowledge. Russian forces fought extensively during the Soviet era, but have struggled to maintain effectiveness during recent operations in Georgia, Crimea, and Ukraine. Many experienced Russian officers retired or left military service during economic difficulties of the 1990s, creating knowledge gaps that continue to affect operational effectiveness. Russian military doctrine has evolved slowly because their forces lack the continuous combat experience that drives rapid adaptation and improvement. American military leadership has been forged through actual combat command experience that creates decision-making abilities impossible to develop through peacetime service. Officers who have commanded troops in combat understand the psychological pressures and tactical complexities that characterize actual warfare. They have made life or death decisions under extreme stress while managing complex operations involving multiple units and changing enemy situations. This command experience creates military leaders who remain calm during crisis situations while making effective decisions based on proven battlefield knowledge rather than theoretical concepts. Combat experience also drives equipment development and modification programs that create technological advantages based on actual battlefield requirements rather than theoretical specifications. American weapons systems have been tested against enemy forces using real ammunition in life or death situations where equipment failure means mission failure and potential casualties. This combat testing reveals design flaws and operational limitations that cannot be identified through laboratory testing or training exercises. The feedback from combat operations drives continuous improvement programs that ensure American equipment remains superior to foreign systems that have never been tested under actual combat conditions. The psychological advantages created by proven combat effectiveness extend beyond actual capabilities to influence enemy decision-making through demonstrated rather than theoretical military power. Potential adversaries must account for American military capabilities that have been proven through actual combat operations rather than relying on theoretical assessments of untested equipment and tactics. This proven effectiveness creates deterrent effects that prevent conflicts while providing negotiating advantages during diplomatic disputes. Yet even these demonstrated capabilities may represent only a fraction of America's true military potential. Classified capabilities that remain hidden. The most formidable aspect of American military power operates beyond public scrutiny through classified programs that consume resources exceeding entire national defense budgets. The 2025 defense budget allocates $143.2 billion specifically to classified research and development programs, representing financial commitment to secret weapons that dwarfs the total military spending of most countries on Earth. This classified allocation exceeds the entire defense budgets of nations like Germany, Japan, France, and the United Kingdom individually, while funding development programs that remain completely unknown to foreign intelligence agencies. The sheer scale of this secret spending creates technological advantages that cannot be quantified or countered because potential adversaries have no knowledge of what capabilities these programs have produced. American history demonstrates a consistent pattern of revolutionary weapons systems emerging from classified programs only after achieving full operational status. The B-2 Spirit stealth bomber remained hidden from public view for over a decade while undergoing development and testing before its first acknowledged flight in 1989. The RQ-170 Sentinel stealth drone operated in complete secrecy until its existence was revealed following deployment to Afghanistan in 2007. The Manhattan Project created the atomic bomb through a classified program that employed over 130,000 workers across multiple states while remaining completely unknown to Congress, foreign intelligence agencies, and the American public until nuclear weapons ended World War II. Current classified spending exceeds the combined military budgets of many potential adversary nations, creating technological gaps that these countries cannot closed through their own development programs. Russia's entire defense budget of approximately $65 billion represents less than half of America's classified research and development allocation alone. China's military spending of $230 billion includes all operational costs, personnel expenses, and equipment procurement, while America dedicates more than half that amount exclusively to secret weapons programs. This financial disparity ensures that American black projects operate with resources that competing nations cannot match even when dedicating their entire military budgets to similar programs. Space-based weapons systems remain officially unacknowledged despite decades of research and development that suggest operational capabilities far beyond public knowledge. The X-37B spaceplane conducts mysterious missions lasting over 2 years while carrying classified payloads that demonstrate advanced space technology. Military space budgets include billions of dollars for programs with designations that suggest capabilities extending far beyond satellite communications and GPS navigation. These programs likely include directed energy weapons, kinetic bombardment systems, and electronic warfare capabilities that could disable enemy satellites and communication networks without warning. American black projects have consistently produced technological breakthroughs that remain decades ahead of foreign competitors even after public acknowledgement. The stealth technology pioneered by the F-17 Nighthawk in the 1980s still exceeds the radar, evading capabilities of current Russian and Chinese aircraft designs. Advanced materials developed for classified aerospace programs have found their way into civilian applications years before foreign nations developed similar technologies independently. Computer processing capabilities, artificial intelligence systems, and quantum communication networks developed through classified programs provide advantages that competitors cannot duplicate through reverse engineering or espionage. The psychological impact of unknown American capabilities forces potential adversaries to plan for threats they cannot identify or quantify, creating strategic paralysis that prevents effective military planning. Enemy military leaders must account for the possibility that American forces possess weapons systems capable of neutralizing their most advanced defenses without warning. This uncertainty multiplies the deterrent effect of known American capabilities because rational adversaries cannot calculate odds of success when facing unknown technologies. Chinese and Russian military planners must assume that their most secret facilities and advanced weapon systems remain vulnerable to American capabilities they cannot detect or understand. Classified American capabilities likely include comprehensive countermeasures designed to neutralize every known foreign weapon system and defensive technology. If Russian hypersonic missiles pose theoretical threats to American forces, classified programs have almost certainly developed countermeasures that can track, intercept, or disable these weapons before they reach their targets. Chinese anti-satellite weapons that threaten American space assets likely face countermeasures that can protect critical satellites while simultaneously targeting Chinese space infrastructure. Iranian cyber warfare capabilities encounter American defensive systems that not only prevent attacks but can trace intrusions back to their sources for immediate retaliation. Advanced artificial intelligence systems developed through classified programs likely exceed the capabilities of any known computer system while providing decision-making support that transforms military effectiveness. These AI systems can process intelligence data from thousands of sources simultaneously while identifying patterns and threats that human analysts would miss completely. Machine learning algorithms trained on decades of classified intelligence can predict enemy actions and recommend countermeasures faster than enemy commanders can adapt their plans. Challenging American military supremacy means confronting not only the known weapons systems that dominate global headlines, but also facing technological surprises that no enemy can predict or prepare to counter. Foreign military planners must develop strategies that account for American capabilities they cannot observe, measure, or understand, while assuming that their own most advanced technologies may already be obsolete compared to classified American systems. This fundamental uncertainty creates military planning problems that have no solutions because the variables remain unknown. The reality facing any potential adversary becomes clear when examining the complete scope of American military dominance across every domain of warfare. The mathematical impossibility of challenging this military colossus becomes evident through simple arithmetic. America's $849.8 billion defense budget exceeds the combined military spending of the next 10 nations on Earth, while maintaining over 2.1 million active personnel supported by cutting-edge technology that competitors cannot replicate. The 16,000 drone fleet, nuclear triad, and classified capabilities consuming $143.2 billion annually demonstrate power that transcends conventional military analysis. China's theoretical capabilities dissolve against proven American battlefield experience spanning decades of global operations. Russia's aging equipment cannot compete with next-generation American systems entering service in 2025. Even unrealistic coalitions of adversaries lack the combined resources to match American military investment. This overwhelming superiority maintains global stability through deterrence that makes challenging America equivalent to national suicide.